Got lots of questions about being a manager, folks. And it's such an important gig, and I'm not saying that just because I'm a former manager. This whole notion of finding a manager, right, is difficult. Now, I understand that. And it's difficult to understand that, that it's more likely the manager is going to find you the other way around. But so often, I find that people get lost in the idea of who is going to be my manager, and they never really understand what it is that actually makes a great manager. So we have a question today from one of our members I want to show you here, okay? It's from Indie Music. Okay, so hello, Steve. A big hello from India. I actually just love the fact that we have people dialing in and contacting us from India. Small world. Says, I hope you're doing great. I am, thanks. He says, I am Rajiv. It's been a while I am following you, and to be honest, I have got to know many things through your show, and I'm really thankful to you for creating such a beautiful place to learn about the music business. Well, thank you, Rajiv. I'm glad you're finding some value. My question is, what are the skills required to become a big manager? Okay, that is a great question. And while you're in this mode of learning, Rajiv it is, I believe, okay, I want to talk about, do a little plug for a course that I started a while back. It's called My Insider's Guide to Today's Music Business. The course is full of 150-ish videos about all kinds of matters in the music business. And we have a section there in that course on managers, all kinds of questions, why you need a manager, your qualifications, what those personality traits, when to get a manager, how to find a manager to our earlier question, and so forth. So I want to play you a lesson today about what it is that makes up the great manager. So let's take a whack at this and see how we do, okay? There's a number of skills. Let's start at the top. Your manager will need to possess basic business skills. Your manager will need some marketing skills. If you've made some great music, bringing attention to you and your music is what's going to help you stand out from the crowd. So it's going to be important that your manager have a good sense of who you are as an artist and a clear idea of how to present your music and your image in a compelling way. He or she needs to have an understanding of how music is marketed and sold and what it takes to do that in the music business. A manager needs to have a fundamental understanding of money and finance. We talked about earlier, getting the money is a key part of a manager's role, so it's important that the manager have something of a bottom line mentality. Focusing on how to increase income is part of the equation. Controlling expenses is another. Being able to add and subtract is one thing. Being able to say no when things don't add up is quite another. And your manager better be able to do that if you're going to walk away from this music business with any dough in your pocket. Your manager should be experienced in all the key areas of the music business. Understanding how record labels and music publishing companies work, who does what and why is hugely important. When a record label or a publisher commits to spend millions of dollars on an artist, they want to know that there's an experienced manager on board to hedge their bets. An experienced manager gets more out of record labels and publishers because they know what to ask for and when. If you're a performer, you want to know that your manager understands the live business because that's where you will make a big chunk of your income if you're successful. So if your manager booked gigs or was a promoter at some point or worked on the road, that kind of experience will put money in your pocket at the end of the day. And it takes time to get that experience. That's why more often than not, you'll find that the top managers are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And that experience provides perspective and it leads to better decisions. So many times things are not quite what they appear to be in the music business, and the experienced eye will see what the inexperienced eye misses. We've all heard the expression, it's not what you know, it's who you know that counts, and that's definitely true in the music business. A great manager will have deep contacts in the music industry. This music business has always been a small, clubby little business where getting access is really difficult. If you're an artist looking to get signed to a record deal or a publishing deal, you can waste a lot of time talking to scouts and folks who know somebody at the label, but if you can get to the real decision makers, that's the key. An experienced manager will have existing relationships with key players in all those key positions, whether it's a label folks, agents, publishers, radio programmers, publicists, photographers, or music tech companies. Having relationships at a high level can fast track the process and get you to that great yes or even a no much faster so that you can move on. A great manager needs to think strategically. They have to have a clear sense of where you are as an artist, where you want to be, and what it's going to take to get you there, and then go out and put all those pieces together. That requires a command of the big picture as well as the nuts and bolts that it takes to make those things happen. A great manager will have an analytical mind and the ability to look dispassionately at the issues from all sides and pick the right idea at the right time, no matter where it came from, and then go out and make it happen. A great manager needs to understand the competing agendas at play in every situation and have the political skills to manage that result to your benefit. Winning the war, not every battle is what's important, and that will require a lot of calculation and a lot of strategic thinking. Hiring your manager is like hiring the CEO of your business. Before you think about who you want to hire, think about what you'll need that person to do and make sure they're qualified. It's one of the most important decisions you're ever going to make. All right, there's a little lesson from our course, Renman U, our insider's guide to today's music business. If you don't know anything about it, let me just give you a little bit of a hint here, okay? There's a couple ways you can go with that course. There's a $99 version. It's called our solo version, where you can go at your own pace. It's 150 different lessons over 10 big modules. You study what you want, when you want, where you want. Works on a computer, tablet, the whole enchilada there. You have lifetime access to all the courses and all the updates and supplemental videos. And I think it's really the greatest resource out there if you're really serious about the music business. If you're really serious, I suggest you check out our mentor version, where I'm going to be your personal mentor for 10 weeks. You'll get access and be able to talk to me about any of the lessons in the course or any other issues that you have going on in your career. You'll get daily lesson emails from Cody in the office here to keep you on track. You'll have that private Google Hangout. You'll have downloadable MP3s of all the lessons so you can take them with you wherever you go. And if you complete the course successfully, I'll write you a little recommendation letter and we'll get you off to a good start with some Renman MB swag and the like. Okay, that's a little bit about the course. Let me also just show you real quick here. If you come down here in our player and click on Renman U down here, you'll click on that little link, not right now. There's a webinar that we talked about all the different issues that come up when you're thinking about spending money to learn the music business. So I hope you'll check that all out. Okay.